Hello, this is Film Nerd talks talks films, and I love and I love films. Um, so as you can see, I'm not in my room. I'm not in my room for this video, and just because my my uh my older sister is away in America for 3 months, and I was on 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 YouTube via her PS3, and I just something was bugging me. Something I wanted to vlog, so that's why I just wanted to get. I wanted to do it really. So hell, it's a tidier environment. So that's good. And I didn't want to spend time setting up my DSLR because it can be kind of annoying, and I didn't want the videos. I didn't have to want to worry about focus too much. So yeah, that's the reason for the different scenery. So I want to talk about some of that was bugging me. I want to talk about something that's been bugging me just recently. I feel well, actually no. But before I start talking, I want to talk about X-Men Apocalypse. I don't not so much to review it, but more to talk about how I think Bryan Singer fits in with the X-Men cinematic universe and what I think he's done for the cinematic universe. Why I'm scared that he's leaving the uh, franchise. My general thoughts on that, because it's been bugging me recently, and I am generally scared for the franchise. I also want to talk about, and now this is different because I've not I've not uh, 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 reviewed something like this yet. I want to talk about this the the death of Wolverine. Now, I hope when I put this onto YouTube that this goes the right way. As I'm looking at it now, it's the title and picture is backwards. I hope it goes the right way. But I recently uh, read this through. I absolutely love it. I think it's great. So, and yeah, I just figured why not make it a bit of a combo uh, uh, review. So yeah, first of all, may as well start with yeah. So first of all, I think I'm going to start with this. So, death of uh, death of Wolverine. It's where to begin? Where to begin? So yeah, death of Wolverine. It's basically so someone is hunting down adamantium enhanced individuals. Um, I'm obviously I'm going to avoid spoilers for those who haven't seen seen it seen the film. Seen I'm going to avoid spoilers for people who haven't read it. But someone's hunting down adamantium enhanced individuals like Wolverine, and Wolverine has let's just say he's lost an element of his powers. He's lost an element of his powers. A very important element of his powers. Well, I love in this. Just gonna just show you a few examples here of like the just general the artwork and all. some very nice artwork. Some very nice artwork in this book. I particularly like this bit when you see the just a little with the Iron Man mask. I particularly like that. I particularly like that little Easter egg. Well, I see it as an Easter egg. You know that little extra. But yeah, so Wolverine. I was going to show you the artwork. So yeah, Wolverine has lost that essential part of his an essential part of his powers, and he's being hunted. I guess that's all I'll say about that. And so what I like about this, well, there's a few reasons. I love that there's a lot of players coming. There's a lot of players, there's a lot of players, a lot of characters, basically, in the narrative. Like you've got Wolverine, of course, and then you've got Kitty Pryde, who, yeah, you've got Kitty Pryde. Sorry, spoiling stuff. Yeah, you have Kitty Pryde, Lady Deathstrike, just right here in this 2-page spread. Yeah, Kitty Pryde, right there, who is absolutely badass in this. Yeah, you have Sabretooth, who is Sabretooth, who well, let's just say it's always awesome. It's always awesome to see these two come to blows. Now, I don't think this is particularly spoiler content, because I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's kind of vague imagery that I'm showing you. You're not quite sure about the context of it. So yeah, there's a lot of players throughout the narrative, and I love how I was really seeing Wolverine as this vulnerable individual, this real I really felt like he was in danger. I was rather scared for him, actually. Yeah, so I really felt like he was in danger. I love the action. I love it's a very nice, action-packed uh, 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 graphic novel that doesn't come off as overly bloated. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a nice, comfortable 4 issues. 4 issues which are pretty damn good. It all rounds off with quite the emotional ending. It's quite the heavy ending. Obviously I'm talking about this, but it's been out for a while. This has been out for a while, but this has been out for a while, and a lot of people, well, from the title, plus what people you've probably heard about it from like 100 people or more. You probably know what's going to happen. It's quite heavy. It's quite heavy, emotional, and satisfying. Uh, 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 Conclusion, and the art's also the artwork is also very nice as well. So yeah, very good. I would definitely recommend that. Really good, really fun. Nice. It's nicely graphic as well, which is always always awesome when it comes to Wolverine. So, I'm gonna review more comics in the past, or just So I want to talk about um, uh, Bryan Singer and his role, his part, the role he's played in the X-Men cinematic universe. Now, the first X-Men film I watched was the first one, which I was young at the time, so I wasn't a huge fan. But over time, I grew more and more fond of the film. Eventually, I watched the second one. Thought that was absolutely fantastic. To this day, I think it's one of the best in the whole series of X-Men films. Um, and those two films, very nicely done by uh, Bryan Singer. Um, yeah, they're very nicely done. I think they're very nice, well-rounded films. I think I think there's definitely characters to care about. I love the themes that run through the films. Um, and I think characters like Magneto. Yeah, characters like Magneto. I find I find quite compelling. So yeah, so those two films, I really like them. At some point, I might just give. I'll try and talk about them more as in the video, but at one point, I probably will review them. So yeah, and then so this is my concern. After X-Men 3, sorry, this is my concern. After X-Men 2, at the end of X-Men 2, we got the beautiful tease for the Phoenix saga, the Firebird shape in the water. I absolutely, to this day, I still love the ending to X-Men 2. It's so beautiful, so heart-wrenching, so sad. I mean, it's so tragic. It really, I think it's partly because the performance of the actress too. There we go again, forgetting names. But she does a fantastic job as Jean Grey. Um, and yeah, her performance is nice. She has a nice, warm, powerful on-screen presence. And yeah, it was really sad to see her go. It was really sad to see Jean die. But the phoenix shape in the water, that was awesome. That that told us all that this franchise is going to go places. Then Bryan Singer left the project, and Brett Ratner jumped on board, and we got probably one of the worst X-Men films to date. And that's including all like Origins, which is also awful. One of the worst. X-Men 3 is one of the worst to date, and it was an absolute disaster. I don't know what Brett Ratner was thinking. I don't know what he was smoking, but that was not Dark Phoenix. That was not Dark Phoenix. That was a disaster. That was just horrendous. So see, this is where my concern comes in. Um, this is where my concern comes in. So recent news is Bryan Singer's leaving the franchise. I was reading the YouTube comments. People seem to be rejoicing I'm not. I'm concerned. Last time he left the franchise after X-Men 2, we got Brett Ratner, and that film was an X-Men 3. I want to call it the last F up, but it wasn't the last F up in the X-Men series of films, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, X-Men 3 was so tragically bad, you know, absolutely awful. Just the thought the film's very existence hurts my feelings. Um, yeah, the film's very existence hurts my feelings, and yeah, and that was a disaster. And then following that, we had X-Men Origins Wolverine, which was also awful on the same level, pretty much. In some ways worse, but overall on the same level of badness. Then the Wolverine, just meh. I mean, just meh. I'm not really. I don't particularly dislike it, but it doesn't exactly set me on fire either. It's just kind of. It's passable. But passable is. Especially when it comes to the character of Wolverine, passable is not what we should be going for. So when Bryan Singer got back on board with Days of oh, sorry, I should take a minute to mention Matthew Vaughn. Absolutely fantastic job with X-Men first first class. That's a really great, well-rounded film as well. Um, yeah, that's a very great film too. That was definitely a step in the right direction. So Matthew Vaughn, well done, well, well done for that. That was definitely a kick in the right direction for the franchise. And so yeah, that was a very good film. I liked being introduced to a young Charles, a young Magneto, Mystique. I loved to see these characters get re-established. I liked getting reacquainted with them, reconnected, because the franchise really needed that, because it was severely damaged at that point. Because because the company just didn't want to wait for Bryan Singer to return for X-Men 3. So there was quite a bit of damage done at that point. So it was great to see these characters revitalized in a very nice sort of colourful yet dark film. Yeah, full of a nice range of various characters. I quite liked um, Emma, uh, Emma Frost. I think I'm in the majority on that one, but I quite liked her performance. In that, I quite liked oh, January. I believe the actress is named after the actor is named after like a month of the year. But yeah, January is that her name? She did fine. She did a fine job. But yeah, very colourful film, yet also very dark. Got that contrast very nice. Um, Dark in places, But anyway, I digress. So, yeah, X-Men First Class was a good step in. Was a good kick in the right direction. Then Bryan Singer returned for Days of Future Past. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So good. Just such a great film all around. I love seeing the old cast with the new casts, integrated very nicely. It's a very nice contrast too between what was and what is, and there's a lot of like in Xavier's internal struggle. I really felt for his character. All around, such a good film. So then X-Men Apocalypse, people were holding that at such a high esteem, and a lot of people were disappointed. A lot of people were angry. I like X-Men Apocalypse, and I think it's absolutely horrid that people are putting it in the same class as X-Men 3. It's a fine X-Men film. It's damn entertaining. It's, once again, I like being reacquainted with these characters. I like being able to get reattached to them. The franchise, as far as I'm concerned, still feels very much revitalized, with X-Men Apocalypse being a very strong addition to the to the um roster. Yeah, it has its problems. I definitely agree. It has a lot of has a lot of problems, and it's not as strong as Days of Future Past or First Class, but it's still a bloody good film. So yeah, I don't know where all the hatred's coming from. Is it because people held it at such a high esteem, and then they were disappointed? But you know, and then after Apocalypse, then after Apocalypse, I hear that Bryan Singer is leaving the franchise. Um, and now, okay, so this concerns me for a few reasons. One, um, Bryan Singer's held this franchise up. You know, he's held this franchise up since day one. Two, the strongest X-Men films have come from him. Matthew Vaughn did a great job, but the strongest X-Men films have come from him, Apocalypse included. You know, he's a he's really great with piecing these characters together. Really great with bringing this world to life. I love what he did. What I love. I love Quicksilver in Days of Future Past and um, X-Men X-Men Apocalypse. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic character, and I think with little elements and big elements, much like Quicksilver being one of the little ones. You know, I'm just trying I like how the franchise is really under Bryan Singer's control. The franchise has improved. So one, he's made some of the stronger. He's held the franchise up. Two, he's the best X-Men films have come from him. X-Men 2 and Days of Future Past. He can direct an X-Men film. You know, he's so good. He's so good at 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 bringing these characters to life, really making them feel human, really making a well entertaining, maybe sometimes over the top, but entertaining, dark, well rounded story. And for a third reason, okay, so the guy made a few trip ups on Apocalypse. You know, he made he made a few trip ups on Apocalypse, and as a result, the film wasn't perfect. You know what? He, the guy, you know, the guy can make mistakes. I think what people are forgetting is that we have one, two, three. Okay, maybe not three because people hate Apocalypse so much, but we have two very strong X-Men films because of uh, Bryan Singer, that being X-Men 2 and Days of Future Past. X-Men 1 also being a very good start. Once again, like I say, he kick-started this franchise and he's been keeping it going. So yeah, I don't know where this hatred is suddenly coming from for Bryan Singer. He's done more for this franchise than anyone, really. You know, so yeah, I mean, it's so, and then, so what concerns me then is that we have this time a lot more than a teaser. We have a full-on Firebird reveal at the end of Apocalypse, which also serves as somewhat of a teaser because we don't know where it's going to go. I mean, it doesn't particularly mean Jean Grey's going to die in the next film. It just means maybe they're building up to something slowly down the line. Maybe throughout the films, she begins to struggle to control it. I don't know, but that's a lot could happen basically. A lot could happen, and I'm excited for where that's gonna go. But unless the right truly the right director gets on board, I'm scared for the franchise. And I think people should stop being so horrible to Bryan Singer. He's done wonders for the X-Men franchise. He's certainly done a lot more than whomever directed X-Men Origins Wolverine. He's done a lot more than Brett Ratner, who effed the franchise in a major way. So, Bryan Singer, very strong player in the X-Men, in the XCU, the X-Men cinematic universe. I believe in Bryan Singer. I believe he can do a really good job with these films, and I hope I've got that point across. I feel that the franchise. I feel like the franchise is stronger with him, on board. So I'm concerned. I am very much. Concerned. I don't know where the franchise is going to go from here. I hope it goes good places. I just don't want another Brett Ratner situation, which we're in potential dangerous territory here of getting that. And do we really want that? No. And was X-Men Apocalypse particularly bad? No. Even people who don't like it can see what's good about it. I assume you can, anyway. But yeah, so that's just my overall concerns. I think Bryan Singer has done wonders for this franchise, and I'm scared about his departure from it and what it means. So yeah, and I just think people should give him a break. Like he's even said that in Apocalypse, he sees Apocalypse as the final installment for 6 films. X-Men 1, 2, 3, and First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse. He sees Apocalypse as the ending chapter. So clearly he was putting his all, trying to make something really big, something really spectacular, something to really please the fans. And he made a few trip-ups along the way. But bottom line, he was doing it for us. He made a few trip-ups along the way, quite a few, resulting in not the best film in the franchise, but definitely not the worst. Definitely not the worst. It was a damn good X-Men movie. So yeah, those are just my thoughts. If you happen to stumble upon this video, maybe leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. I'm going to do more of these videos expressing my thoughts, and I hope I can upload this because it's basically half an hour long. But yeah, I'm going to do more of these videos explaining my thoughts on things. In fact, I've got a good idea for what my next one will be about. It'll be about a certain zombie movie that I despise that I hate to no end. I want to see it burn. But save that for my next video. So yeah, this is Film Nerd Talks Films. Yeah. So sorry. So yeah, this was my those were my thoughts on X-Men Apocalypse, and those were my thoughts on the X-Men franchise and why I don't want and why I'm worried about Bryan Singer leaving. My thoughts on the death death of Wolverine. I would definitely recommend this. It's so good. It's awesome. And yeah, I will see you on my next video. Goodbye.